I'm David Wann, and I am a writer and a filmmaker on the subject of sustainable lifestyles and designs and policies. I've been on this path for the last 15 or 20 years, looking at how to make changes in our world that protect the environment, as well as create a more rich and abundant culture. It looks to me like we're on a collision course with dissatisfaction in the way our daily lives are going. There's a lot of stress in the world. We're seeing that people can't afford what they see as being the necessities of life, which really turn out to be not really that necessary. I'm seeing a collision between institutions and intuition. That our institutions tell us this is the way we do it. We need to be going after the money. We need to be in a hurry. We need to be important. We need to be individuals who are achieving. And I think what we need to do is slow down and realize that life can be much more comfortable and much more enjoyable if we live a more moderate way of life that it's taking care of things. There's a couple of cultural slogans that I think of. The Swedes call it lagom. Using that which is the right amount, the perfect amount, no more, no less. The Japanese call it mottainai. There will be no waste in our society. And I'm very interested in devising an ethic that heads us in that direction, that makes it necessary for us to work within the context of a golden mean, which is this idea that there's a right amount. Right now we're being excessive in many things, and we need to get back to the idea of precision, prevention, and participation in a society that can be much more rich. Many cultural examples in the past show us that this is quite possible, and unless we do it, we're in for some very heavy-duty times that will be very uncomfortable. There'll be food riots. There'll be climate change, which will make it impossible for us to know whether we're in a drought cycle or a flood cycle, hurricanes and tornadoes, etc. We don't want to go there, and we can prevent that. And we're seeing very exciting things happening throughout the world of energy generation. A lot of new inventions are coming on board, from the fuel cell to the wind generator, which, when you think about it, the wind generator is a cultural artifact of the 13th century, or even sooner than that. The Persians and the Dutch had windmills. Now we have wind generators that are actually sort of the final stage in our wind technology, and very precise. Enough wind is generated in the world right now to equal 400 nuclear power plants. That's a lot of renewable energy. We're seeing this in transportation and housing, how if we house people in communities that are more clustered together, and we're preserving the land around that community. And so we have to, I think, go with what humans really need, which is 9 basic things like expression and creativity, participation. We want to have a sense of meaning and purpose in our lives, and we can design and build for those needs. We need to be looking at what is a human, and how do we design so that we can be our best. I think the takeaway message from this conference presentation, the keynote presentation, is that if we preserve our culture, and this is preserving tradition, it's looking at the idea that having a collective identity and making it clear that it's not just about me, it's about who we are and what we're going to accomplish together. That's the only way we can really change. There have been a lot of historical precedents for this, one being in World War II, when the United States and Canada, for example, really put forth everything they had. They put their whole energy into this. And they weren't able to drive on weekends. They couldn't buy new cars. The car makers were making tanks instead. We need that sort of a mentality right now, and in the planning profession particularly, because planners will be called on to say, what does the world need in a physical sense? And planners, if they can be culturally attuned, if planners can know what the ultimate goal is, then we can get there.